Hi all, this is Jeanette Haynes from Jewelry Arts Inc., also known as Dr. Goldsmith. In this video, I'm going to show you how to shape perfect ear wires that hang beautifully.
So I just want to show off, look at these gorgeous earrings that Beth has made. Juicy opals. We got some little diamonds in there. You know, we got jewelry happening all around, yeah, it's all very good. So basically we're at the point now where we're ready to bend the ear wire. And bending ear wires is one of those things that even though in theory it's simple, it kind of makes everybody cuckoo bananas. And the really important thing too is you want your earring to face forward. So like if you don't get the ear wire just right, it kind of like the whole earring kind of like slouches, you know what I mean, which is not good. So I'm going to show you. It's very simple to do. And I know they make like things you can buy, which I think like literally we need round nose pliers and a stick. Jewelry Arts brand stick, but still. So these are just two dowels. Basically, for most people, you either want a 1/4 inch or 3/16 inch dowel, which makes a beautiful curve. Now, can you make it bigger? Yes. Too much smaller, you better have very tiny earlobes. But normally I tell most people, like, get these two out, you know what I mean? And then we'll try it and we'll see. But the first thing you need to do is, right? So here's our earring. The stones are here. That's going to be facing forward. We need to take our ear wire and we need to bend it forward at a 45-degree angle. If you neglect to do that forward bend, what's going to happen is the earring, again, it won't hang forward. It'll kind of do this kind of a thing. I don't know what the word for that is, but what is this? I don't know. It's a lean, you know what I mean? And it tilts and not in a good way. So normally what I do, a lot of times I just literally stick my thumbnail in there and bend like this. See what I'm saying? Forward by 45 degrees, right? And let me give you another little tip. The easiest way to get things to match is not to do one completely and then try to get the other one to match. Ask me how I know. It's better to do them in stages, like do both and do both. It's much easier to get them similar at least. Okay, so same thing. And here's the thing, if your wire is too stiff and like you can't do it with your fingernail, just take your round nose pliers and put it in there. You know what I mean? You would take the very tips like this, you know what I mean, and bend it forward. So it's not a big deal. But I'm going to use the power of my thumbnail. There we go. So you see what I mean? 45 degrees. Then I'm going to ask Beth the very important question of which of these do you think is a better size for you? The 3/16, which is the little one. Because, you know, people are always like, what size? But like 99% of the time, you're going to be doing one of these two sizes. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this right here, right above the bend. See what I mean? Lovely. And then I'm going to use the power of my thumb and fingers and kind of push it around here. I'm keeping my thumbnail in there. Ooh, with some springy wire. But you see how it'll make a nice little bend? What kind of wire is this, honey? Oh, it's pin tong. Fuck me. Yeah, okay. 18 karat pin tong. So, yes, we are rolling. Fuck me. So, pin tong is just an special alloy for findings, and it's very hard and springy. So, it holds up really well, but it is perhaps not the most fun to bend. That's why I was like, you know what I mean? But it's fine. It's fine. I might have to do something a little more, you know, violent. So as you see, I bent here. I'm going to, because like I said, this is pin tong, which is extra springy. I'm probably going to take a large round nose pair of pliers instead of just my fingers to kind of squeeze it a little bit. And I'm going to go grab that right now. So normally if it isn't pin tong, you know, and not quite as hard, I literally just do it with my fingers and that's it. In this case, I am going to use a large round nose pair of pliers to grab it and give it a little extra, you know what I mean? You don't have to make the weird noises if you don't want to, but I find them very, I like to cathart, you know what I mean? So things don't get backed up. Yeah, you know, so you see what I mean? I can put that there and I can really like squeeze it a little bit like this. You see what I mean? I just kind of smoothed out the guy a little bit. And like I said, pin tong holds up really well, so it's good to use, but it requires a little more quality violence. That's all. Because normally if the wire's a little softer, I don't want to pinch it with the pliers because it might make a mark. You know what I mean? But like if you look at that, I'm going to hold on. Nope, because this is pin tong, which is hard as fuck. That's a technical term. Okay, so you see that? That's normally where I stop and say, okay, try it on. You know what I mean? Make sure that there's no adjustments that we want to make. And also, like, we will eventually trim it because we're not going to leave it that long, of course. But it's one of those things you never want to just like willy-nilly cut and then be like, ha, 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 you know what I mean? So we're going to let Beth try this on. And you notice, though, because of the way the curve is, how it comes up and then curves around. Like that is what makes your earring hang, you know, facing forward, like everything all pretty. So we're going to have Beth try this on, and maybe she'll be nice enough to model it for us. We'll see about that. And we'll see. So as you see, it looks absolutely perfect. So yay. We're gonna do the other one the same way. I'll show you that as well, but it's gonna be the same method. And I'll also show you, like, you know, where I usually cut it. So Beth has decided. Okay. So the other thing I usually do is I do usually grab the wire and kind of give it a little swing outward, like so. And then let's mark where we think like the approximate spot is. Now, I've heard lots of people like to use a little cut burr to soften the end after we cut it. I can't be bothered to do that. I have to find the right size cut burr and like, fuck that. So for me, normally I just cut it and take a little piece of green paper and do this for 2 seconds and I'm done. But people do like to do that, and you can do that if you want. I can never find the right burr when I need it, you know? You can, if you're very careful and you have good control. Otherwise, better to just use sandpaper. Okay, so I'm going to say, like, for me, I would probably end this. Let's put a little mark there and see how we feel about it.
Yeah, no shorter.
You know, about like that. Maybe even a hair longer. Okay, so I'm going to cut it a little lower than that because if you want to trim off another inch, you know, and usually I just use Joyce Chen's because, you know, like that. Right, and then I'll use a little sandpaper. And what Beth was asking before, she's like, well, when you do the next one, are you going to go right to the pliers or are you going to do it with your fingers? And I said, well, even though I know I need this, I'm going to do it with my fingers first, because if I want them to match, you want to try to do the same thing as much as humanly possible. Okay. Another thing that's very important that I see people don't do is, like, after you've made the first one, lay it right in fucking front of you. Like, have it, you know what I'm saying? So you can see it. Because people will, like, I don't know, go throw something in the pickle or whatever they're doing. And then, like, it's hard to get them to match if you can't see it. Now, and also, just so you know, like, they make pliers with like different little steps in them. I really never use them because I always feel like the step isn't the, like, how do I know I want that size? Like, I want tapered because I want to be able to find the spot, like, control freak. So, I mean, if you use them and you like them and they're working for you, great. But for me, just so you know, like, I like a taper because then I can find the exact spot that I want. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. And then I'll just lay them next to each other. We'll mark the other one and cut it. So it's not that it's hard to do. And like I said, they sell special jigs. I honestly think, like, I can't be bothered with that. A stick and pliers works great. And so you see, for the extreme close up, I'm going to just cut this one a little bit above the line and it'll match beautifully. Look at those sexy earrings. That Beth, she's all right. Don't let anybody tell you different. It's hot stuff, man.